What do you think of the new defensive coordinator?
Great guy. Yeah, I think he's a great guy. Great scheme. No, I'm playing like, of course, Coach Orange. That's my guy. He coached my freshman year at Idaho. I love his scheme. I love his coaching style. Great guy to be around. Funny guy. Ready to get to work.
How would you describe his scheme?
Um, he just puts his guys in positions to make plays. He trusts his players, so on the field you're gonna see that. And the play calling that are the plays that he call and just how aggressive he is on the field. You're gonna see all that.
Coach Rule said he wanted your opinion on him. What does that mean to you that your head coach wanted your thoughts on the defensive coordinator?
I think it's an honor and a big deal for me. Just the head coach coming to me and asking me like my opinion on what we should do as far as our defensive coordinator. I think it's big and it shows the trust he has in me and just he wants to hear my opinion on things. So I think it's major.
Coach Orich, I believe his bio says he recruited mainly the Bay Area when he was at. Well, that might have been it when he was at San Diego State. Anyway, was he involved at all in recruiting you out of Southern California to come up to Idaho?
Yeah, most definitely. Him and another one of my coaches, they actually came to my high school. They've been to my house plenty of times. They were a big part in recruiting me.
So his personality, like, it stuck out to you right from the when you first met him. What was it about that?
He's rambunctious. You really gotta listen to what he says. He's wild. He's a funny guy. Love him.
Like a Echo type of wild or a different type of wild?
No, that's a different type of wild. That's a different type of wild, but it's funny. He loves football. He loves the game. And you see it like he's very passionate.
The season that you guys had at Idaho together, was there, a game that you can think of where he made an adjustment in the game that made a difference, or really rallied guys?
My freshman year we played. I think it was either Montana. I think it was Montana State, and they were like, we ended up switching personnel. They were like gashing us, just on certain like plays, dinking the ball, just running it outside zone, and he ended up switching the personnel. And we just shut down like their offense completely. So,
Andrew, this bowl season practices and the game itself can kind of be used as a transition a little bit from one season to the next, and you've got to have Sierre back there as a leader in the secondary and among the corners all this season. Do you use this time to learn more from him and take from him what it means for you to be in that kind of that role moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's been like that. As far as like the whole season, just see him in that role, just talking to him about like just certain things, how he sees and views certain things. So it's been an ongoing thing. He's been very helpful with me. Just how he views things, how he feels about things, and his opinion on everything. He's been very helpful.
Have you had a chance to talk to other players about Rob, and as they're preparing for him to come in, what to expect?
Yeah, I did. When my coach spoke to me about him becoming a potential option to be a defensive coordinator, and then he told me, I relayed the information to the guys. I told him, he's a great coach. Y'all gonna love his coaching scheme, his coaching style. Like, if I love him, y'all gonna love him.
I'm not sure we talked to you after the Penn State. What do you feel like happened in the last two games to the defense, and how do you guys get that fixed for the bowl?
Simply put it, I felt like physicality was just a major factor of those last two games. I felt like, just being honest, we weren't as physical as we should have been, and as we weren't as physical as we should have been to come in on those two games and compete.
What do you see in Utah, which statistically has a better offense than both of those?
Yeah, they like to run the ball. Which is, that's something we got to focus on. Their quarterbacks that they use, they really like to run. So they're going to run the ball. Everybody knows that. We know that. So, I mean, that's just the main focus of, on these next couple of these next practices we have right now. Just focus on the run and, physicality.
Andrew, what's it like having Phil Snow run the defense for these full practices?
It's great. Snow, he's a funny guy too. Usually he's in the background, coaching up, just like he'll give you a little input here and there. But now he's all hands on, and he's a great guy. He's gonna tell you the truth, exactly what you need to hear, and he's not gonna sugarcoat it, which is I feel like that's what players need. You need the truth, and no coach is gonna sugarcoat it. I feel like he's gonna put us in the best position to go out there and compete at a high level.
I think you announced your commitment to Nebraska on Christmas last year. How would you just sum up how this year's gone for you as a player and how you progress maybe?
This season for me, I feel like I've had a good season, a solid season. I felt like personally, I could play a lot better. That's just on a personal level. I feel like there are plays that I left out there that I could have made. But overall, I feel like the transition from FCS to Big Ten for my first year, I feel like I played well. Just building on top of that, just now going from competing to dominating. So that's next up for me.
Anything else for Andrew?
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.